Okay, boys and girls, today's lesson on why when you are repairing a Volvo that you should use only OEM Volvo parts, and there is a reason for this. Now, recently I had replaced my coolant reservoir in my S60R. Just ordered this one off Amazon, no big deal. Just had a little split in the bottom of it and it was leaking. Well, when I replaced this, every time I'd come home, I'd get up the next morning, there was coolant all over the driveway. Couldn't figure out what was going on, brand new system, whatever. I assumed that it was possibly the water pump, because that is something else that is known to fail on these over time or leak. So, popped the covers off, took a look, it is completely dry down there. So, I started to think, could it be head gasket? I started going worst case scenario. I stopped, thought about it a minute, and said, okay, let's start testing the basic things first. I have a cylinder leak down tester. But before I even did that, I said, let me just pressurize the cooling system to see what happens. Now, these are called a surge tank design. The main line goes out the bottom into the back by the turbo. But this is a bleed over from the radiator. So I just put a nylon tee in here and hooked it up to one of my pressure tanks. Now, just make sure the valve is closed. Yep, valve is closed. This is just a garden sprayer. And the pressure gauge on here is an inches of mercury. So that's 5 pounds. And we already start to hear it leak. At about, and you can hear it. So at about 8 pounds, that thing's starting to pop open. So here's the problem right here. This knockoff radiator cap, see if it'll focus, is rated at 75 kilopascals. That's what it's rated at. That's half the pressure. It's about 11 pounds. I'm sorry. Yeah, about 11 pounds. It's not even holding 11 pounds. This is an OEM Volvo cap that I just picked up at the dealership. And it is rated at 150 kilopascals. 22 pounds. So let's thread that one on and see how we do. Sorry for the jittery camera. See the gauge is pumping up. What do you know? Holding steady. So now the system is fully pressurized, and what I still will do is look down around the water pump. I see no dripping, no leaking. There we go. Problem solved. So when you are repairing anything that is not domestic, and even then in domestic vehicles, go back to OEM stuff. There is cheaper parts available, but they're not always the best. When you're starting to deal with higher performance engines, particularly in the European models, Mercedes, Volvo, BMW, anything like that, it's OE for a reason. You know, you're going to save yourself a couple bucks now, but when something goes wrong later, like if this engine blew because of a 50-cent cap, it's going to cost me a lot more money and down the road. So spending a couple extra bucks to get a good part is well worth it.